Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to run through a full day of eating on a training day because food has just gone up. I'll give you the macros now. So 300 gram protein, 700 gram of carb and 70 fat. So I think the food went up a bit more than last time. We haven't had a food jump in about 3 to 4 weeks because body weight's been pretty much holding or going up, and so there was no need to push food. But this is like the first kind of big-ish jump with 700 gram of carbs in. Rest day carbs of 550, so you know, not too low anymore. I think really the most amount of food we went up to last time on the training day was about 750, so we're not far off, and we've still got a few months left of this growing phase. So first meal in, I'm going to get straight to it. First meal in, if I can find it. We just trained arms, by the way, a good session. First meal in, 140 gram of Cocoa Pops. At the moment, I'm gonna, what I like to do on YouTube is kind of be a bit more inclusive. So there we go, 140 gram of Cocoa Pops. I'm gonna 30 gram of whey with that as well. I'm using the Perform Whey at the moment, the carrot cake, which isn't great with Cocoa Pops, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't a great choice of mine, but it was like the only one there, so it is what it is. Make do. So I'm gonna have that. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be a bit more transparent than I am on Instagram because I can be on YouTube. And we can go into a bit more depth on what I'm doing, because I feel like I miss stuff out on Instagram. And I don't really like to talk about that kind of stuff on Instagram, but YouTube I can go into a bit more. So training arms this morning. Every training day, training arms. No. Let me see how I can say this. On every single training day, after I train, we're taking, I'm not going to say how much, but we're taking Nova Rapid insulin straight after training. And then I'll go and do either cardio or steps, usually about 20-25 minutes. Go and do that, let that settle in. And then I'll eat my first meal. And then with my first meal, or straight after my first meal, I take Lantus as well, another form of insulin. So 2 types of insulin, pre and post workout. Pre and post workout meal. That's kind of how we're doing it at the moment. That's just gone in literally this week. The Nova Rapid and the Lantus has been in since the start of this growing phase. So literally straight after prep, insulin went in just to help with the carbs and keep us a bit leaner, keep it a bit tighter, stop us from overflowing in terms of body fat and condition. So that's that. We're gonna get this in now. 140 gram Cocoa Pops, that's gone up. I had to increase my post-workout meal. I was having 120 gram, increase it to 140 gram because I was going a bit hypo on my second meal, before my second meal. So we just increased my post-workout meal so that I wouldn't go hypo in the next 1 to 2 hours before my second meal. So that's how the post-workout windows go in town. Also my intra-workout, because I might as well tell you exactly what I'm eating and drinking in terms of carbohydrates. This is like the last bit of my carbs because I like to save some while I do cardio or steps, so that I don't go hypo on the treadmill. So I'm having, well, all in all, the whole intra-workout drink is 75 gram of carbohydrates. I'm also having Grunt from Redcon 1, which is essential amino acid, 2 servings of electrolytes and 5 gram of creatine. That's pretty much it. The essential amino acids is 10 gram, and then 75 gram of carbs from, what am I using? Carbex at the moment, the Fruit Burst one. That's my intra. Finish that off now with my post-workout meal, and then I'd say about, what time is it now? I don't know. I think it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So about 11:30, 12, I'll have my meal too, which I'll take you through when we get there. But yeah, just training arms, great session. We're training arms on a Friday now instead of a Saturday because we swapped it for legs. So Neil and I, and sometimes Harry, can train legs on a Saturday. I just feel like it's nice to train people, especially with legs. I feel like I need the most help with in terms of spot and just general hype through legs. I think it's not hard to train by yourself, but I feel like you get a better session when you train with someone. When training legs or training a weaker body part, so a body part that you want to bring up, I feel like it's nice to have someone there because you want to push harder, maybe slightly harder than your other sessions because you need to bring them up. And I just like having someone there for a spot more than anything, because obviously the loads we're using for legs are much heavier than the loads we're using for chest or shoulders or back. So it's nice to have someone there to, if something goes wrong, it's someone there to give you a hand, or literally just, like I said, a little bit of hype. So that's tomorrow. Then we've got a rest day on Sunday. So that's kind of it. I'm just going to go through today's nutrition. 6 meals in total for today. We do actually have a untracked meal today. I forgot about that when I was starting up. But that's going in meal number 5. I'll probably take you through that. Going for a 5 guys with Neil before legs. The reason we put an untracked meal before legs is because, like I said, it's a lagging body part, or it's a body part that I want to bring up. So I put it before my muscle groups that need a bit more help and a bit more assistance during training. I just think feeding the body with a bit more nutrition and a bit more dense carbohydrates and a dense calories is just going to help the session a bit. I feel like I get, maybe it's a bit of placebo, but I feel like I have a better session. A bit more salt. The contractions are going to be better through the session, I feel, because you're adding a bit more salt, a bit more water, and then you're holding a bit more water in the morning. So I feel like the overall, just especially with legs and stuff, just gives a bit more energy to train legs. So that's why I have that there. With 2 untracked meals a week at the moment. So obviously one today, which is Friday, and then I had one on Wednesday, which was my rest day, just so it levels out the carbohydrates a bit. And my order from 5 guys, I'll take you through when we get there. See if Neil wants to get on camera, but that's meal 5, and then we'll go home. I usually have the 5 guys and a few cookies as well, just because I like to have cookies on one of my untracked meals. The other untracked meal is kind of a homemade one, a bit more cleaner than a 5 guys. Even though I think 5 guys is pretty, it's fairly clean. Obviously you can count in like the peanut oil used on the fries and stuff, but in terms of the actual burger, I think it's actually pretty decent in terms of like health wise, but we're not really going for health. We're just going for calories pretty much for that meal 5, because we need to put this weight up. So currently sitting at about 121. I was on my feet a lot yesterday and the day before, so weight has dropped from 122 to 121, which when you surpass the 120 kilo mark, it's very easy for weight to fluctuate because the body doesn't want to be at 120 kilo ever, really. It's not my body weight now. My body doesn't want to be at this weight. We're forcing it to be a certain weight because we want to be a certain size. That's how we put tissue on. The minute your body gets uncomfortable, it's going to want to drop weight. That's why we put the calories in we put in. That's why we train the way we do. That's why we try and recover the way we do, because we want to hold this weight and move it up. So the minute you start to do a bit more steps, which I did yesterday, plus cardio and training, it was just a long day the last 2 days. Your body's just going to drop weight because it feels like it doesn't need it. So yeah, we're trying to recover today and the weekend. I'm not too, in terms of steps, I can average out 7,500 steps, which is what we're doing at the moment. Yesterday I racked up about 12,000, so I'm just lowering my steps to about 3,500 for the rest of the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3,500 steps. Did cardio this morning as well, so 20 minutes of cardio, and then we'll just reduce steps and try and recover as much as possible, get this weight back up to 122, possibly 123, with the food going in, and we'll see. I've just talked for 10 minutes. This video is going to be very long if I talk for 10 minutes, so it probably won't be, but that's just like my intro with meal 1. Gonna get this down now, and then we'll see you for meal 2. So meal 2 going in. I'll show you what it is first. Might as well. So 2 bagels. I've already eaten 1. 2 bacon medallions, 2 egg whites, 2 egg whole eggs, 20 grams of HP, and that's it. So this is meal number 2. What time is it? It's actually about 1 o'clock, so quite late. But I did have a nap. Was tired from yesterday and today's session. Just a general, like I've talked about previously, general week catching up with me. So like a half an hour nap, shower. This is meal 2, and then I'll probably eat in the next hour or so. Kind of like to put my meals quite close together during the afternoon, because we've got that untrapped meal coming up in the evening, which is our Five Guys. So I want to leave some room for that, make sure that I'm fully ready to take down what we're going to eat at Five Guys. So it's meal 2. The crack on with, I've got prep to do today for dinner tomorrow, so I'm going to eat this, start prep, which will probably take me the next 4 to 5 hours. So pretty long day, but get it done for tomorrow, then we can chill tomorrow and just go and do the dinner in the evening. So it's all good. Meal number 2, eat this, and then we'll see you for meal number 3. Okay, so forgot to film meal number 3. This is meal number 4 right now. Just remembered halfway through that I'm actually doing a full day of eating, so not very good. But meal 3 was 120 grams of dry weight rice, 2 fillets of cod, soy sauce, a banana, Rice Krispie square bar, and a Monster as well. That was meal 3. This meal number 4, again, pretty much the same, with just beef, 120 grams of jasmine rice, dry weight, 150 grams of minced beef, got some soy sauce on there, some sugar-free ketchup and some salt, and then I'm just going to have a banana as well. That's meal number 4. Reason why I'm wearing an apron, I'm in the middle of prep, doing prep for dinner tomorrow, so I've got about probably like an hour left, just under an hour left of stuff to do. So I've got to finish that off after this. Just taking a little pit stop break, watching a bit of, what am I watching? The Truth podcast with Hanny Rambon and Chris Bumstead, which is quite insightful. It's quite good. But yeah, it's meal number 4, and then we've got the our next meal will be Five Guys. We're going with Neil and Harry, so I'm sure I'll introduce them to them. Well, they were on the leg day video last week, so you would have seen them already, but we're going to get that done, and then come back for our last meal, which is our oats, which you've probably seen on all the other 4 days of eating, the standard last meal before legs tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. I feel good today in terms of recovery, so just try to take my time today. Steps are down to, like I said this morning, steps are down to 3,500 because of the amount of steps I did over the last few days, and I just worked out the average for the week of what I want the week to average out at, which is 7,500. So I just brought my steps down for the next 3 days so I can stay on that, because weight did drop. Weight has dropped the last 2 days just because I've been on my feet all day. So I'm just working it out by that, and then I'll need to speak to Luke about next week and see what he wants me to do specifically, because I've just taken it on my own accordance this week, just because of how I've seen things go every day. I don't really want weight dropping again. I don't think it will, because we're going to have that untrapped meal today. Steps are down. I did cardio this morning, so we should see it hold or go up a bit tomorrow morning, which should be good, but we'll see. So I'm going to finish this off, bit more prep to do. I've got me at 5, so we'll see you then. I have a shocker today at filming. Just got back from Five Guys. I've had meal 5 and meal 6 and haven't shown you, so not a great day in terms of filming for me. But Five Guys, I was going to film with Five Guys, but it was absolutely rammed. every table was taken up. And I didn't really want to get my camera out because I probably would have got some people on film and probably would have got kicked out or told to go elsewhere. So I just kept it to myself, and then just come home now and had the last meal as a shake. I always have the last meal as a shake on untracked meal days just because I'm full, and it just goes down easier than eating 120 grams of oats. So Five Guys is good. The order I got was 2 burgers, so that's kind of my standard order now. 1 bacon cheeseburger, lettuce, tomato and mushrooms, and then 1 standard cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato, then regular fries, and then, like I said, meal 6 literally had about half an hour ago. 120 grams of oats, 50 grams of whey, 20 grams of jam and 15 grams of peanut butter. And then I had as well, I always have for three of these cookies as well, just to top the night off. And then now I'm just finishing off the last bit of my water. Water intake at the moment is 6 litres. It's been 6 litres for years, to be fair. I don't really change that. I keep it fairly consistent every day. Doesn't really need to change. I never have any issues with dehydration or anything, so I just keep my water the same. Basically just 4 of these, 1.5 litres. 1 gets had in the gym, and then the other 3 throughout the day. So that's a full day of eating, even though I didn't really film a lot of it. But you know what I've had all day today, so I'll leave the total macros on the next slide, just for you to have a look at that, even though I told you this morning, but just so you can look at it again. And then we'll leave it there. Got legs tomorrow, so I'm going to get to bed, get some good sleep in, and then legs tomorrow morning. So, you know, always looking forward to legs on a refeed meal day, which is the main reason why we have the untracked meal before legs, because it gives me a bit more energy for the session. And just I just feel better with more food in. So yeah, that's it. I'm kind of full now. Just like I said, trying to get his water down. It's currently about 10:30, and then we'll get to bed. I usually get to bed about 11 anyway. I normally go up to bed at like 10, 10:15, and get to bed to 11 after a shower and all that stuff, and do my stuff before bed. Take my health subs as well, which I do twice a day. I didn't really mention that, but I take my health supplements twice a day. So once in the morning and once before bed. At the moment, just to run through quickly, it's the Health Stack by Supplement Needs, and then just your normal multivitamins, omega-3s, vitamin D, what else? And then we got Proviron, Talisman Martin, I think that's it, cod liver, I think that's it. That's my morning one. And then my evening one, which I'm going to have now, is just the Health Stack by Supplement Needs again, because the serving is 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So yeah, that stack by Supplement Needs, and then half a tab of metformin before bed. That's just to help with blood glucose. So bring that back down to normal and keep it consistent. So hopefully I'll weigh in a bit heavier tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's like, I'm going to guess 122.5. That's my guess. I kind of know by weighing in every morning for the past 2 or 3 years. I kind of know what my body does, especially with how I feel the night before. I can kind of guess what I'm going to be weighing in the next morning. And normally I get it right, so we'll see. Yeah, going to finish this war off now. Get to bed. Up for legs in the morning. Appreciate you watching, guys. Hope you've taken something from this video. If not, it's just an update of what I'm doing at the moment in terms of food. I will do another rest day, full day of eating, but this one was a training day. Food up this week, which is the first bit of food up in a while, and an untracked meal today as well. So you've had a bit of everything. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Catch you again next week. Thank you guys for watching. As always, we'll see you again soon.